of the B-League here for LML Season 4. It's the Slalom, as we saw in the event prior. We are hitting the quarter mark of the B-League. Obviously, this is event 2 of 8. So we are going to be reminded of the standings after event 1. It's the Nefarious Nebulas that are on top with 25 points, with the Magical Benders in second with 20 points, and the Burning Candles in third with 50 points. Obviously, those three teams getting the medals. Now on to Heat 1, we have Feline Frenzy and the Olive Oilers, who will be coming away with the first one in the Slalom here for the B-League. It looks like Feline Frenzy has the top 3 for their team, and they're going to be holding on over the Olive Oilers, one of the new teams. They'll be able to hold on, with Cat being the third marble to cross the finish line in a 9.19, with the Olive Oilers getting a 9.48. So, decent separation between the two teams. There you saw big contact with Cat, letting one Olive Oiler marble pass to make it much closer than it needed to be. But in the end, Feline Frenzy were able to come away with the win, with their first year in the B-League, as I mentioned, in event 1. Now, we're off to Heat 2. We have the Colorblinders and the Nefarious Nebulas. Right now, the Nebulas, they are in the lead for the B-League, and right now they do have that third member. They're going to get the top 3 finish, maybe very close there towards the end. I don't know who got it, between the third member of the Nefarious Nebulas and the first member of the Colorblinders. But that doesn't really matter, because the Nefarious Nebulas will be moving on with the 9.09. And the Colorblinders not getting a great time with the 9.65 is a pretty mid-table result that we saw in the main league. So we'll see how that compares to the rest of the times here. But as you saw, it was very close between the two to the finish line. I do believe the Colorblinders got it back. But now the Sailfish Sailors and the Misfits. Sailfish Sailors got dead last in the previous event. The Misfits were also there in the relegation zone, and I believe right there, the Misfits are going to get the win with Bumblebee coming across third in the finish line. I believe it was chalky from the beginning to see who had that third position. Here it was very clear and cut that was going to be the Misfits. Then a pass there by the Sailfish Sailors allowed it to get a little closer, and then another pass there made it even closer. And big contact there by Bumblebee with his 2 teammates. But in the end, the Misfits were able to hold on with a 9.17. Now, on to Heat 4, I believe. The Voids versus the Continental Condiments. 2 teams towards the middle of the pack, I do believe. With the Continental Condiments right now having those 3 marbles, and they will be able to get the win. Very clear and cut. And the Voids just really couldn't get anything done there. Too much contact between each other. With the Continental Condiments getting a 9.23, with the Voids getting a 9.68. I do believe the Voids, that's a little bit worse than what we saw with the Colorblinders. So we know they will be behind them. And I believe the other 2 teams that lost their match, so the Voids probably currently in dead last. But on the Heat 5, we have the Burning Candles and the Water Guns. Burning Candles got a bronze medal last event in the elimination race. Let's see how they can fare up here in the Slalom. And right now, it's not looking like they have it. The Water Guns have it pretty easily, and they'll be able to be moving on. Sorry there for my B pronunciation. But the Water Guns will be getting the win here, moving on with a 9.38. The Burning Candles, a terrible time of 9.86, very slow. Don't know what happened there. They were getting stuck on that last corner. I saw the third marble, but it was terrible, and the fourth marble actually passing that third marble towards the end. But they're not going to be able to move on here. And to Heat 6, we have Frozen Weather and the Metal Miners. You can come away with the win here. It looks like it's the Metal Miners currently right now. They have the third marble, but no, Frozen Weather, good move there, and they're going to pass. They will be moving on to the next round. It'll be Frozen Weather moving on after big contact there, letting the Metal Miners have the lead for quite a long portion of this track. It wasn't until like the last few corners, bad contact there between 2 of the Metal Miners. Then let that one Frozen Weather get by, and it was over from there. Frozen Weather were able to hold it to the whole finish line there, to the finish line. Get the win there. Now, Heat 7, we have Par Party versus the Midnight Riders. Midnight Riders right now are in the relegation. Yes, they're in the relegation zone. I believe they're in 14th right now, which is not good. But Par Party are going to get the win here either way. So no advancement for the Midnight Riders with a 9.64, which is a decent time, I guess. Part Party beginning a great time of 9.07, almost sub 9 seconds. Just weren't quite there. But overall, domination by Part Party to get the win here. They are already in 6th in the standings, I believe. So already pretty high in the standings. But they'll be able to keep that momentum going. Now into the final heat, we have the Magical Benders versus the Viper Snipers. We were able to come away with the win here. The Magical Benders got a silver medal last time. But that's not showing right now because the Viper Snipers are dominating here and they will be winning this heat. The Magical Benders will not be moving on. And that is a sigh of relief for the Nefarious Nebulas. The Magical Benders will not be hot on their tail. And also a terrible time by them, over 10 seconds. A 10.15 terrible time with the Viper Snipers. Getting a great time of 9.08. A whole second separating the third marbles of each team. Not good there. And as we see, the 9th through 16th, the Metal Miners will be getting 9th place with 7 points. They got 15th last event, so this is definitely much better than last time. And the Magical Benders getting a big fat goose egg with that over 10-second time. Now onto the quarterfinals is Feline Frenzy versus the Nefarious Nebulas. Both teams are high in the standings, but the Feline Frenzy are dominating. They did have the top 3, but it'll be close. 3 of the top 4. They will comfortably be moving on with a 9.03. Very quick time. But the Nefarious Nebulas also a very quick time of 9.23. So a great time for a losing match. So most likely they might be able to get 5th place out of this. Most likely because the other times probably won't be as good. But Feline Frenzy moving on to the semifinals. Now the Misfits versus the Continental Condiments here in the second quarterfinal match. We're going to come in with the early lead. It looks like it is the Misfits with Bumblebee in 3rd, but big contact there. But somehow they're still holding it with Bumblebee. To the line, very close, neck and neck. But I believe Bumblebee was able to hold on, and yes, he was. At 9.24, Bumblebee was able to hold on into 3rd after that big contact right there, sending him back the 9.24 to a 9.32. Very close there, only 0.08 of a second separating each other. But the Continental Condiments were not able to get it done. They were right behind Bumblebee, hounding him. But they weren't able to do it. Now the third quarterfinal match, we have the Water Guns versus Frozen Weather. Here, I believe the Water Guns are towards the middle of the pack here, so a good finish will get them way higher. But no, it's going to be Feline. No, Frozen Weather getting the win here with a sub 9 second time, 8.97 to the Water Guns 9.54. Very good time there for Frozen Weather. I believe they got that in the heat, so the same time back to back in both the heats and the quarterfinals. But it's going to be a huge win for Frozen Weather, and they'll be moving on to the semifinals to face whoever wins this matchup right here. Part Party versus the Viper Snipers in the final quarterfinal match. Who's coming with the lead? It's going to be the Viper Snipers. They have a decent lead. No, it's actually come down to very little. It's a narrow lead, but the Viper Snipers were able to hold it on. Part Party were able to get the top 2 finishers, but it just wasn't enough. The Viper Snipers were able to hold on to that gaggle of marbles in the middle. Those 3 were able to fend off that one Part Party marble that was chasing them the whole way. A 9.09 versus a 9.16 from Part Party. And that's actually a very quick time for losing the match. They will actually be getting 5th place here over the Nefarious Nebulas, who also had a great time here in the quarterfinals, just weren't able to move on. Actually, quite really, all 4 of these losers had great times in the quarterfinals, just weren't able to get the job done. There was something better on the other end. Now, Feline Frenzy versus the Misfits in the first semifinal matchup. Who's going to come away with the lead here? It's going to be Feline Frenzy. They have that gaggle of marbles in the front of the pack, and yes, it'll be Tiger getting it done for Feline Frenzy. They will be moving on to the finals, and the Misfits, they will be moving on to the consolation match to hopefully get a bronze medal at most, but 12 points nonetheless is still going to be a great point total for the Misfits. They are currently in 13th place in the relegation zone. Not where they want to be. But the Misfits with the Feline Frenzy with a 9.11 will be moving on to the finals, guaranteed a medal. But who will they be facing? Frozen Weather or the Viper Snipers here in the second semifinal match? It looks like it's going to be the Viper Snipers, but no! He's going to get stuck on the insinuator. And it's going to be Frozen Weather getting a comfortable win to go to the finals to face Feline Frenzy. A guaranteed medal for Frozen Weather. Just what color will it be? Gold or silver? The Viper Snipers had it right here. And then he gets stuck on the attenuator, letting both of those Frozen Weather marbles pass. And it was just disaster for the Viper Snipers. A 9.25 to a 9.85. Very slow time for the Viper Snipers. Probably because he got stuck on the attenuator. But they'll still be going for bronze here against the Misfits. Now it's the Misfits versus the Viper Snipers here in the bronze medal match. Who will be coming away with hardware? Right now it's the Viper Snipers. They have those 3 marbles. And will they be able to hold on? Yes, they will. The Viper Snipers are going to be holding on. Snow and Quantum very far behind for the Misfits. And yeah, it shows in their time a 9.85. Very slow time. But the Viper Snipers getting a great time of 8.99. Just barely sub 9 seconds. But a very good and respectable time from the Viper Snipers to come away with the hardware and the bronze medal with a hearty 15 points. And now, on to the finals. The match we've been waiting for throughout this event is Feline Frenzy versus Frozen Weather, 2 F teams. Who will be coming away with the win? And it looks like Feline Frenzy have it right now, pretty comfortably. But no, Frozen Weather, they're going to try and come and get it back. And it looks like it'll be a line. But no, at the finish line, I don't know who got that. It was a blunder by the line. Oh no, Feline Frenzy will not be getting the win here. It'll be a 9.37 to a 9.47. A tenth of a second separating them. But who? What was the move there? Very close. Great move. Critical mistake by Lion. Letting 2 Frozen Weather marbles pass him to let Frozen Weather get the win. It was right there and then right there. Oh, what a heartbreak for Feline Frenzy. But they will be coming away with a silver medal at least. But Frozen Weather steal the gold medal from Feline Frenzy. It'll be Frozen Weather coming away with 29 points, with Feline Frenzy getting 20 and the Viper Snipers getting 15 points. The Magical Benders, after getting the silver, are going to get 0 points here. A big fat goose egg. Not where they want to be, with the Water Guns and Metal Miners in the middle of the pack there. Now for the podium. Here are the standings after the event. It'll be the Nefarious Nebulas keeping the lead with 35 points. Frozen Weather are going to jump up 8 spots into second with 31 points, and Feline Frenzy also with 31 in third. The Condiment Condiments are staying in fourth with no medals, and they're in the relegation zone. It's the Metal Miners still, the Colorblinders, Midnight Riders, and the Selfish Sailors in dead last. Interesting to see some teams that have medals further down in the standings. I'll see you next time for Event 3 Tower Descent. I'm Mash. See you later.